Welcome back, everyone. Today we have a new video and we are going to be going over a comprehensive guide on how to play the Gundam TCG. So starting off, we're going to be taking a look at deck composition. Starting off with deck composition, we have our 50 card deck. 50 card decks can only be composed of two different color types. For this deck, we have red and we have green. Your 50 card deck will comprise of four different card types: pilot units, bases, and command cards. Command cards can be made up of two different types: regular command cards and pilot command cards. Pilot command cards can be paired with any unit. Now for pilot units, you will notice down below on the pilot card as well as the unit card that there is a dashed line. This indicates you will be able to pair these two cards, which links their stats and abilities. Now, if the unit has a name and the pilot has the same name, this will become a linked unit. Link units are able to attack right as they are played, while paired units will have to wait for the next turn. Base cards can be played in the top left corner in your base section. Regular base cards can be swapped out anytime at the start of your turn. Starting off, you will have your EX base card that will be placed in the top left. For tokens, you will also have your EX resource token. This token can only be played if you are going second in your game or if you have a command card that allows additional EX resources. You can only have a max of 5 resource tokens. You will also have unit tokens if your deck requires it. For example, if you have a Charzaku 2 card, during pair or when it's destroyed, you can play the Charzaku 2 unit token. Finally, we have our resource deck. Your resource deck will be made up of 10 resource cards. Next, we will go into some gameplay on how to play the Gundam card game. Starting with the deck setup, you will have your 50 card deck in the top right, resource deck in the bottom left, and you will take your EX base and place it in your base section. Now you can draw your first 5 cards. Now when you draw your first 5 cards, if you do not like your hand, you are able to take a mulligan by placing the cards in the bottom of the deck and drawing an additional 5 cards and then shuffling your deck. After you have drawn your cards, you will take the top 6 cards from your deck and you will place them in the shield area. The shield area is your health throughout the game. Each shield is valued at 1 health point. At this point, you have completed your deck setup. You will now take a dice to decide who will go first. For the first turn, my opponent will be going first. For my opponent's first turn, he will start his draw phase by drawing his first card. After the draw phase is the resource phase, where you place down your first resource. And now beginning my opponent's main phase, he will play a level 1 cost demi-trainer. If you notice in the top left of your cards, the level number indicates how many resource cards need to be in play to use the card, and cost indicates how many resources you need to tap to place it on the board. Now, beginning my turn, I go through my draw phase and resource phase, And since I am going second, I get to place the additional EX resource in my resource pile. Now, for my main phase, since I have the additional EX resource, I will play my level 2 1-cost Zakutu and then pass my turn. Now skipping to my turn, I start my starting phase by untapping my resources and moving my units into attack position. I will then draw a card and then draw an additional resource. Now starting my main phase, I will place down a Char's Zakutu and rest 2 resources. When you rest your EX resource, it is then removed from the game. I will now rest my last resource and pair Char's Zaku with Char. This will create a link unit allowing me to attack. One of the abilities of this card also allows me to play a rested Char's Zaku unit token. Now for my action phase, I will take my Char's Zaku and attack my opponent's main base. I will then take my Zakutu and attack my opponent's demi-trainer. During combat, you are able to target rested units, or if your opponent does not have rested units, attack their base or shields. Now skipping again to my turn, I will begin my starting phase by untapping my resources and unit cards. I will now begin my resource and draw phase by placing a new resource down and drawing an additional card. Now beginning my main phase, I will play 1 Zakutu and rest 1 resource. Now if you notice, my base is gone, so I will rest 2 resources and bring out a new base to defend my shields. My base card, when deployed, has me take 1 shield and place it in my hand. It also deals 1 damage to an enemy unit of my choice, so I put 1 damage counter on my opponent's GM unit. Beginning my action phase, I will attack my opponent's shield with my Char Zakutu. When a shield is destroyed, the opponent can look at the card, and if it has a burst effect, they can use that card's burst action. My opponent's shield's cards having a burst effect allows them to place the card in their hand. Continuing my action phase, I attack my opponent's GM unit. With battle damage, if the opponent attack points are higher than my unit's health points, they are then traded and both discarded. I finish my action phase by having my Char Zaku unit token attack my opponent's shields. My opponent's shields does not have a burst effect, so it goes to the trash. I then pass my turn. Now, for my final turn, I begin my action phase by attacking my opponent's shield with my Zakutu. My opponent's shield does not have a burst effect, so it goes to the discard pile. I then attack my opponent's final shield with Gelgoog. My opponent's shield has a burst effect, but it does not matter. I then attack my opponent directly to end the game with my Gira Zulu. Lastly, we will be going over some of the different card abilities in the game. For close combat, we will be looking at the Burst ability. Burst can be used when one of your shields is destroyed. Burst allows you to use the ability on the card. For close combat, Burst allows you to use the card's main phase action. The ability being, choose 1 enemy unit and deal 2 damage to it. After you have used a Burst card, you then discard it. Now moving on to pilot units. Now for some pilot units, they have a when paired ability. This ability means you can take any unit and pair it, and when you pair this unit, you will get the ability that is on the card. Now moving to Char's Zakutu, you can see the destroyed ability. For this card, when it is destroyed, you are able to deploy 1 rested Zaku unit token. The next unit we have has the Breach ability. The Breach ability allows you to deal a specified amount of damage to the first shield after you destroy an enemy unit with battle damage. The number next to breach determines how many damage you do to the shield. Now, moving to my char card, this pilot has high maneuver. This ability makes it so that linked units cannot be blocked by the opponent's blockers. For our white base, you'll notice the once per turn ability. This shows that you can only use this ability once per turn. You can also see this 2 here. This means that you will have to pay a cost of 2 resources to use any of the abilities listed below. Moving on to this gun cannon, this unit has the ability Repair. This ability allows you to recover the specified number of health points. So if this unit takes 1 damage at the end of the turn, it will recover 1 health at the end of the turn with Repair. For Demi Trainer, we have the Blocker ability. This ability makes it so that as long as this unit is rested, the opponent's units must attack this blocker first before they can attack anything else. For bases, we have the Deploy ability. If this card is in your shields and is destroyed, the burst effect will allow you to deploy the card straight to the board. For this card specifically, you will also be able to deal 1 damage to any unit as well. So far, for the demo decks, these are all of the abilities in the game. When the first set releases in July, there may be more abilities for newer cards. If you have made it this far, you should have a good understanding of how to play the Gundam card game. If you liked this video, don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.